Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. I'm at Pender Nursery in Garner, North Carolina today, shooting some videos. I've shot videos here several times over the last couple of years. I'm in the middle of some greenhouses here, and I'm going to bounce through some of these greenhouses and show you some varieties and just talk briefly on several different varieties. If you like this type of video, let me know in the description. I tend to do videos just based on one plant at the time, like this sky pencil holly or something like that. But I do enjoy just kind of walking in a greenhouse I haven't walked in and just kind of talking through what's in it. And let me know if this type of video format is interesting. Here we go. So keep in mind as we're walking around here, this is a nursery and not a garden center. So you're going to get things that are newly potted. You're going to get things that are almost finished. You're going to get things that are completely finished, just all blended in together. This is a beautiful crop of Utopia plum yews here. They're newly potted. It's probably going to be fall before these are ready. They probably have some somewhere else in the nursery that are closer to being ready than this, and that's how nurseries will do them. They'll stage them out. So they try to have availability all the time. Never actually works, but we all try. And this is a Florida Sunshine ILLICIUM right here. This is one of my favorite plants. What beautiful color year round this thing has. These are cast iron plants right here. I've covered these before. It is time to do a little maintenance on your cast iron plants. If you have these, it's time to cut back any of the old tattered foliage. You can cut it right to the ground. These have all new fresh growth, so they don't need it. As we go up here, there's lots more Florida ILLICIUM and a big crop of those Utopia plum yews. Those are pretty popular. This is a frustrating plant for a nurseryman. This is a prostrate yew here. This is a low growing yew, grows pretty much close to the ground. I used this on, gosh, a lot of landscape jobs that I had over the years. This is just such a beautiful plant. It's super low growing, but man, as a nurseryman, this thing is super slow. That 3-gallon plant right there is years in the making. And you get, growth that's maybe 6 inches a year of true growth. You'll get the occasional branch that'll come out like this, but this one needs to be cut off to encourage some growth in the center there. So you probably only get about 4 to 6 inches of true width on these a year, but absolutely beautiful. One of my all-time most used plants when I was landscaping. Over here is some upright CEPHALOTAXUS. This is an upright narrow version of pretty much the same thing, but this is a great screening plant if you have a narrow space and the light shade. A lot of this house is repeats of what we saw in the last one, except for half of it is ruby LOROPETALUM, which are coming into flower right now. This is a LOROPETALUM that can, gosh, I had one that was over 10 feet tall at my garden center. It could be maintained much, much smaller than that, but I just kind of let it go, and it got quite big over time. And then this right here, oh my gosh, this is Ruby Stars ILLICIUM, and there's one flower right here. Look how beautiful that flower is. This is I really, really like ILLICIUM. This is a native to the southeast. This is a green foliage variety. You saw the Florida Sunshine in the other greenhouse. That one really doesn't bloom. It's not for the flowers. This one right here is for the beautiful reddish flowers, and then the foliage on these smell like licorice if you break the leaves on them. This is Silver King EUONYMUS world. In the spring, these things really, really sell. They sell year round because they're evergreen, but in the spring, the new foliage that comes out on them is really, really vivid, dark green with a yellow edge on it, and it matures. The foliage kind of matures to a cream color variegation, but it starts off really, really bright yellow in the spring. Not hard to sell these. In between these houses, I want to show you these. These are green spire EUONYMUS. This is an upright boxleaf EUONYMUS. These are great for upright, narrow screen. They'll only get, maybe 6, possibly 8 feet over time. But if you need something to divide a space and you have a narrow width area to use, this green spire EUONYMUS is a good choice for that. I didn't walk around to these greenhouses before I got started, so now I've hit the jackpot here. This one, this is a Camellia japonica called Purple Dawn. Really, really beautiful variety. It's in pretty much full flower right now. in here. This variety right here is called Jax. Let me see if I can find, here's a flower that's just opening. You can see how perfect that flower is on it. There's a group of Professor Sargents right here. This one's been around for a long time. This is a really nice double flower. Let me see if I can find one. I'll get in here tight on this one. Look how beautiful that is. That full double flower. It hasn't opened completely yet. And then over here, these are Camellia sasanquas here. These are the ones that bloomed in the fall. And then these are Camellia japonicas on this side. These bloom in the late winter or early spring. Going on further back here, I don't know what this white one is. Let's see it. Oh, this is White by the Gate. This is a nice variety here. Hopefully you can see that, how perfect that flower is. A little perspective on how big this nursery is. This is actually house 47 and 48 behind it. There are a lot of these very large cold frames on this nursery. This is Daruma LOROPETALUM over here. This is a nice compact dwarf. It only gets about 3 feet in height. It's blooming like crazy now. Hopefully you can see that. Then in the greenhouse behind me here is everyone's favorite. This is gardenias. There's our frost-proof gardenias here. I've covered a lot of these plants in individual videos if you want to look them up, but that's frost-proof. It maybe gets 3 to 4 feet in height. And here is Gardenia radicans, or trailing gardenias. This one stays pretty low to the ground. They've pulled a bunch of pieces out of here. This is a nice group of plants. They're pulling these like crazy. That's when you see all these gaps in here. They've been in here pulling these. This is Climbs Hardy right here. It gets 3 to 4 feet. Has a single flat flower, but it blooms like crazy, and it's super cold hardy. And I love the, here's the seed pod on them. These things give you, which this one's kind of spent now, but you see how the seed pod is red like this? That stayed on there all winter from flowers from last year. And then let's see, down here, oh, here's some finished Jubilation gardenias right here. This one gets in the same height range as Climbs Hardy, but it has the more traditional double flower on it. And then they've got a big group. This is the, I've been in several houses that were just full of these Jubilation gardenias that are newly potted. They are planning on selling a bunch of these this year. So I figure I'll stop here with these Autumn Fire Encore Azaleas in this house. I think this is a 100-foot long house. Of one side is nothing but Autumn Fire Encores in bloom. So thank you very much for watching this video. And again, comment down at the bottom if you like this format of me just bouncing around and showing lots of varieties in a single video. Thanks for watching.